It's late. I'm sitting at my desk and I don't really know why am I awake. Classes are happening. Deadlines exist. People are busy doing things. And somehow, I feel like I'm just moving from one day to the next. The things that used to excite me don't hit the same. The people I used to hang out with now feel distinct. And even when I'm around others, I still feel slightly out of the place. But when I paid more attention, the more I realized somewhere between doing everything right, I stopped understanding why I was doing it at all. I know a lot of college students feel this. They just don't know what to call it. And neither did I. Well, this isn't a motivation video. This is me trying to understand a phase of my life that I didn't expect. This is about a personality crisis that college quietly gives you without sending you a notification. A phase where I realized college didn't just teach me subjects, it slowly changed who I am. And if you have ever felt like you're changing, you're confused, or you don't fully recognize yourself anymore, well, I don't think you can get over it by fixing everything. You get through it by focusing on few things which are under your control, because you don't get to choose where you start. But you definitely do get to choose if you want to stay stuck there. So the first thing I want to talk about is something that I realized a bit late. I genuinely thought I had time. See, when I first moved to the college, my days looked packed. I used to have classes during the day, the gym in the evening, and then I used to spend the rest of my day chilling with my friends and doing all of the assignments. And once I'm done with all of those activities on campus, I used to go back to my dorm and play Valorant and PUBG all night before going to the bed. Look, I was doing a lot, so I assumed I was being productive. But in reality, I was just busy because nothing important was actually moving. See, that's how life is. Everything seems fine because nothing fails immediately. And that's usually how it goes. Life feels fine until one day. The day it hits you hard that you should have taken few more things seriously. So think about your day for a second. Are you actually chasing the goal that you have, or are you actually working towards something? I don't think so. Because staying busy is easy, actually building something is hard. And that's when I realized I didn't need more time. I just needed a better use of it. And a lot of times, it is not a crisis. It's just staying the same for too long. Now, this one is important. Do you remember we are told that failure teaches a lot of lessons? But what if I tell you for most of the times, they really does not? For majority of people, it's not even the case. See, failure can definitely teach us a lot of stuff, but nobody really cares to learn from them. I mean, how many times have you really tried to do something and then you failed at it? And then you went back and checked, why did I even fail? What are the mistakes I've done? How can I do it better next time? Have you asked yourself these questions? You did not. But why? Why didn't you? See, life is something similar to chess. It's not about how many games that you're playing. It's about what have you learned from the previous game. Whenever I was going through the most difficult phases of my life, like my internships during the college, when everyone around me was getting an internship, but I was just stuck inside my room, or when I was almost about to fail the first class of my first semester, or when I was having a really bad mental fog, one thing which always helped me, one thing which always stood by me, was my friends. So I completely believe that having friends is like the biggest blessings of your life. But remember, if someone is making you feel comfortable, doesn't mean they're your true friends. Because most of the people around you, they're not your friends. They're just a decoy. They don't really care about you. They drain your energy, they hold you back, and they make you doubt yourself. So this is my solution. Always try to have a small group of real friends around you. Because it is better to stay alone rather than having the fake ones around you. Now this thing is a bit complex, so I want you to listen to this very carefully. The amount of smarter people you meet is directly dependent on your self-growth and is partially dependent on the money you make in college. But here is something interesting. You can optimize the direction to give you the maximum result by actually working hard and building connections. So, buy that expensive coffee, because what I have learned is that you can actively only focus on one of the two things, whether it's earning money or saving money. For the reason that saving money can be brought into systems, but earning money needs to be a first priority, and especially if you are an international student. And in simple words, if you do not understand what I was trying to say, please rewatch the previous 20 seconds on loop, because it is by far the biggest lessons I have learned about my career. Now, this brings me to the last part of the video. I don't wanted this video to end this soon, but what can I say? The videos has to come to an end, just like life. But if there's only one thing you can take away from the video, remember, whenever you're going through a failure, whenever something bad happens to you, whenever you're going through one of the most difficult phases of your life, remember, No one is coming to save your ass. Your friends can give you the comfort, your family can give you the support, that game can escape you from the reality. But at the end of the day, you are the one who's solely responsible for your failures or for your success. And then you'll truly understand the depth of the sentence. I do not command the world I live in, but I command the man I become. The way you spend your life will completely change. Remember, life isn't made of big moments, it's made of small choices. One choice becomes your habit, that habit turns into your routine, that routine shapes your character, and that character builds your life. And it all starts with one day. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is your life.